All right. Welcome to the exciting episode of Two Bar Connection of your host, Jesse and
James. What's going on, everybody?
What is going on indeed? So, we has been quite some time since we lost our minds over Summer Games Fest, but we are back again with a full deck of kind of bummer news. It's it's kind of a whiplash from them. We were so hyped and glad and excited, and now it's like, oh yeah, that's right. It's the video game industry, right? You know, for every hype moment, we got a bunch of bust and bullshit that we got to go through. And it wouldn't be another episode without more layoffs and studio closures, because we have the Luna Abyss development team being closed. We also have Mio Memories in Orbit, the studio behind them, Dijeme. I'm sorry to our French listeners if I have butchered the French, which I'm sure I have. Apparently they have also facing a closure as well after they released their game just a few months ago, just like Luna Abyss. We also have Bungie supposedly looking into more layoffs, so nothing has yet been entirely confirmed, but say as how Marathon has been too hot with the recent closure of Destiny, it's probably likely. But we also have Xbox layoffs, very likely as well, with reports coming in that in July there's going to be a bit of a bloodbath going on over in the Xbox sphere as they hit the reset button with several studios on the chopping block. We also have the sad passing of video game composer legend Bobby Prince, who composed Doom, Duke Nukem, and pretty much a bunch of classic early 90s FPS shooters that you can think of. If you played it, he probably did music for it. We also have the crazy passing of Claude Guillemot, who died in a freak plane accident. He was one of the co-founders of Ubisoft. He is one of the 5, I believe, Guillemot brothers who founded Ubisoft. And then we also have Stop Killing Games. Some update on that with the EU Commission reportedly refusing to pass legislation on Stop Killing Games, but it's not all doom and gloom. We'll get into that in a moment. But we also have the Steam Machine with a surprise price announcement with an even more surprising price.
Yes.
But before we get into all that, how have you been?
I've been pretty good, dude. I got an unexpected news that I had to attend to, so I actually had to go to San Antonio to go attend to it. I had a I won't say much about it because honestly, I'm still holding my breath. But everything went well, so hopefully everything continues to go well, and I'll have good news to report eventually. It just kind of sucks though, because I had to go and do it on my birthday when I just wanted to sit and chill and relax.
Yeah. Imperfect timing.
Perfect timing. But you know what? Like I said, if everything goes well, like it's fine. And I managed to have a good time anyway. I got to see a friend of mine that was there, and I was really happy to see her. I hadn't seen her in a long time.
Yeah,
and then that's pretty much it. And it's go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna ask you something, but I'll let you finish first.
Sure thing. Game-wise, I'm back on Overwatch, and it's been hell on Earth, and I'm doing it for you because you left me to go to Master's rank in open queue, and I have half a mind to just say fuck you, come back to 5v5. Because if you don't do 5v5, I'm not doing 6v6. However, I will say it is fun. It was a little better today because I kind of, I got used to, because I'm learning the new heroes like Mizuki and Wu Yang, and Wu Yang's a lot of fun to play. Like I enjoy Wu Yang a lot. I just wish I was better with him, but I just need more. I need more hours. I need more hours on it. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really new on my front. How about you?
Yeah, well, the thing I was gonna say was, because we were on break for so long because of James's big surprise, we did miss the Xbox showcase and the Nintendo showcase, with the
Yeah, we did.
with the big holy shit announcement of Kingdom Hearts 4 being a real boy, and then,
Yep.
and the internet losing its fucking mind. And I know like with Kingdom Hearts 3, like I know like you're like I think I'm tired done with this series, but like what were your thoughts like when you saw that?
I mean, Kingdom Hearts in the real world, it would have made 8-year-old me, or what, 12-year-old me? How old? I can't even remember. But it would have made a young me super happy, like, oh my god, like, Heartless in the real world. We get to fight them in the real world and defend, the world and stuff. But I don't know, man. Uh, like I said, I never finished Kingdom Hearts 3, so I've just kind of been like I'm going back and finishing it. Of course, it's another game that I've started playing that I have to finish, but it's just I don't know. I've just kind of I've lost to keep I've lost to catch up on, and I feel like it's too much. I would like to be excited and play it, um, especially since what's his name, Tetsuya Nomura.
Mm-hmm.
He I think I saw in an interview he said that that's his life's work, like that's his thing that he likes to work on, and I'm like, okay, fuck, all right, man.
Well, I hope so because he's been working on it for a long time.
Yes, he has been,
Uh,
but but gameplay wise, it looks fantastic.
Because like Sora's got kind of like that the ass Ketchum syndrome, bro. He's been like 15 for like 20 years.
Yes.
Well, he was 14 the first game, and then 2 years passed. So he was 16 in 2, and then I don't think he's aged beyond that point.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because the series has been running for so long, but timeline wise, it hasn't been that long. So that's why he hasn't aged. So he was 14 in Kingdom Hearts 1, then of course he aged up 2 years while he was sleeping in Chain of Memories, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 he woke up, and then Kingdom Hearts, is it Birth by Sleep?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
My knowledge ends at 2. That's when I stopped.
So technically speaking, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's Birth by Sleep. That's where Sora and Riku, they if you guys don't know, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, there's like a post credit scene where Riku and Sora, they're kind of chilling on the famous palm tree at Destiny Islands, and then Kairi comes and gives them a letter from the king, and in the letter it says, "Oh hey, like you guys got to go take a test." Like, what? What do you mean take a test? And yeah, because they're self-taught Keyblade masters, but they actually have to take the Mark of Mastery to become official. If I'm butchering the lore, I apologize profusely. Anyway,
It's really hard to keep up with, to be fair.
It's beyond hard to keep up with. Actually, I think half of these games don't even deal with Sora. Like, they're all spin-offs of like ancillary characters of ancillary characters of ancillary characters. But anyway, so in Birth by Sleep, after Kingdom Hearts 2, they go and take the Mark of Mastery, and then by the end, Riku passes and gets his, like, I don't know, certification. I don't even know what the hell you want to call it. But
He's got his
Sora
license.
failed.
He's forklift certified.
He is forklift certified. But Sora not only failed, but lost all of his powers. And that's where Kingdom Hearts 3 picks up. So in reality, he's still 16, maybe 17, depending on how much time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, that I can explain. That I can explain the age.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, who knows when this Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to come out? So,
yeah,
but hey, it exists. I think people are glad. Like, hey, like it's been acknowledged. It was so funny watching Kingdom Hearts fan crash out on Twitter. It's every single freaking conference, you're like, oh my god, it's so over, guys. It's it. They're sacrificing Kingdom Hearts in the Final Fantasy VII altar. It's over. We're not getting anything. And then the very last announcement. I'm sorry, the second to last announcement, because the last announcement for the Nintendo Direct was, I think, the Ocarina of Time remake, which was the other. I mean, that one wasn't as big of like a holy shit, because there was always reports and rumors on it for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
With supposedly there will be an Oots remake, but like Yeah, like your second to last announcement of the entire announcement season, right? You went through PlayStation, you got nothing. You went through Summer Games Fest, you got nothing. You went to Xbox, you got nothing. And then Nintendo at the last minute just
Yep.
pulls it out their ass.
Like, oh yeah, it's real.
Yeah, it's real, all right. Yeah, so it'll just be a matter of time of when. My bet is 2031, so we will be playing it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think I'll have a Switch 2 by then either, because
No, it'll be on everything. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
okay.
It'll be on everything. Yeah. It's where it's like all like, oh, we're doing multi-platform now. They just announced it there. Just because they announced it at Nintendo doesn't mean it's gonna be only Nintendo.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah, so for me, I mean, not much has really happened. I saw the Book of Mormon. That was for the second time. I took my niece there. It was great. She absolutely she loved it. But she was traumatized, as she says, like by the baptism scene, because it was like. Even though nothing happened, but like she's at that age, you know, where she's into boys, but the idea of like, you know, sex is still kind of icky and stuff. So
yeah, of course.
So you know, the idea of like an implied, not even that wasn't even implied. It was like just innuendos, just the innuendos, just the sexual innuendos enough to make her go, no.
So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No, but she loved it, and of course, you know, second time I'm watching it, I loved it the first time I saw it with you all those years ago.
Yes.
That was like, we saw it, what, like 10 years ago, I think?
We saw it a long time ago. I think when they first toured to, yeah, I think it was 10 years ago. And then when I went to New York with my family, we actually saw it on Broadway.
Really? Wow, you managed to get tickets there?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like the original show. I think it was another like traveling company.
Uh-huh.
But it was still, you know, I managed to get tickets there, and I also managed to get tickets to see Wicked as well. And bro, that was honestly like, I like Book of Mormon because it's South Park on Broadway essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But the Wicked performance, that took me by surprise by how good it was. It was so good, and I think the person playing Alphaba, like she had pipes on her. She literally made like the room shake, but like and I mean that in the best way possible. Like it was like, I get it. Like I watched that, I'm like, okay, I understand Broadway now. Like I get it. I get the hype now, because I've never been much of a Broadway person, but now I'm a lot more open to it.
Yeah, everyone always sings praises to Wicked. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's an incredible show. You should watch it whenever you get the chance." Like that and Lion King. I know Lion King people lose their shit over Lion King.
I want to watch Lion King too. Now that I am like into Broadway a little bit, I would love to see the Lion King.
Yeah, that's definitely one I'd like to see. Wicked, not so much, but definitely I would like to see Lion King. I think that'd be a great watch.
Yeah, that would be a good watch.
All right, and then, you know, like you said, gaming Overwatch got to Masters in open queue because fuck 5v5. I was talking about it with you earlier, man, but I played today on support, and I was playing the new map that came out, and I have no fucking idea how we won, and it was like one of the most painful wins I ever had to suffer through, and that's what 5v5 feels like. It's like I'm not even having fun when I win because it's so stressful. We had a Malga that was just feeding the entire time and would die like instantly. We had an Ana that just didn't know when to back up. Had a Genji that was just feeding his fucking brains down, went 16 and 16 or something like that. So it's just me and the Ashe doing okay. Like I'm just staying alive, trying to keep everyone else alive. I was playing Mizuki at first, and then I switched to Kiriko. I never played Kiriko, and somehow I was just playing really well with her. I just never died when we on defense. Like we barely made it like halfway through the map, and then when it came to, you know, flip sides, the enemy team won the very first fight, so they took the first point immediately. So they had like 5 minutes left. Like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And then we just full held them for 5 minutes. I'm like, what? And every time it always ended with just me alive. Or just the Ashe alive. Actually, no, it's just me alive. Like, literally, I was always the last survivor every time. Like, okay, great. So everyone just died. Awesome. And I'm just there sitting, waiting for the enemy team to come back.
Oh,
So yeah,
God.
terrible. And then outside of that, I did try out some new demos. There is Next Fest, but I haven't played anything on Next Fest yet. So this was before Next Fest started.
Okay.
So it's just two really games that I want to highlight real quick. If I could just find the wait, I don't have the recording here. So I'm gonna open it up. All right, watch out for the flashbang. Okay. Yeah, I know you laugh. So
you'll see what I mean now, folks.
Yeah.
You'll
So
see.
the first one is oh shit. Oops. I just dragged that off the screen. I confused that. Wait, there we go. Here's the video. Okay. Yeah. So the first one is called Sprawl Zero. Some Halo ass music.
Bro.
Or Ghost in the Shell. Sounds like some shit at Ghost in the Shell or Halo. And this is a prequel, I think, to Sprawl, which was like a AA like first-person shooter that came out a few years back, and this is like a prequel. And what's cool about it is that you're pretty much playing like a human tank. Like you can hear the steps. I don't know if you can hear the steps, but boom, 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 right? So like their whole inspiration for this game is like Fear. And also like Half-Life, particularly like the section of the game where you get the gravity gun. And like the whole gimmick of the game is that like you have, the gravity gun or the gravity gauntlet as they call it. And like there's no reloading in the game. You have to just pick up weapons over and over again. So the game's all about like just picking up weapons, shooting your weapons, throwing the weapons, picking up random objects, throwing the objects at people. All of this really cool music is playing in the background, which by the way I totally fuck with like the Y2K vibes that it's going for here.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Half-Life memories. But yeah, this was a pretty cool thing. I really like the demo for it. Pretty short, only like 20 minutes, but I feel like the flow of it. So like I definitely encourage anyone listening to this to go check it out if you like first-person shooters. Especially if you like, games that play kind of like newer Doom, because it's got kind of like that flow, but also like with some elements of like Fear and of course like Half-Life, like I said. Yeah, but it's all about like moving through really quickly. Oh yeah, and you also have bullet time as well, which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
Anytime a game has bullet time, you're in for a good one. And then the other game was actually it's an open beta now, apparently. And let me put that up. So that is it's not here. Never mind. Let me open this up. There we go. Yes, big woman. Okay.
Ooh.
So this is Mortal Shell 2. Oh, whoops. Yeah, Mortal Shell 2. Which is a sequel to Mortal Shell, which was like a really small Souls-like game that was released by a super small team of like 5 guys, like 5 years ago, I want to say. And like this is the sequel, and it's pretty much like kind of like AA Elden Ring in a way. It definitely has like kind of like that open-ish structure, kind of like Elden Ring. It's more like zones, but like the idea is like you have to like explore the areas, and the areas are kind of like interconnected and stuff. But this game was, it was just really good, man. Like I was really surprised by like, how well it played, and because like a lot of times I always expect, these Souls-like games to like be anything that's not from FromSoft be kind of like hit or miss, with the exception of like Lies of P. I played them a lot like in Next Fest, and like they're kind of like clunky, like but not like in an endearing way like FromSoft games are. Like no, they just feel bad to play. A lot of times, and like really like poor balancing and tuning and stuff. But the gimmick of this game, is that you pretty much play like the reason why it's called Mortal Shells because you have these things called shells. So instead of armor, you have like these shells, like frames and ward frames that you unlock, and they all have like their own special abilities that you can use. So like for example, this one that I'm playing, this is the first one you get in the tutorial area, can turn enemies into stone. And then every time you hit them, you inflict break damage, which then sets them up for like an execution. And then later on, you get another one that lets you turn invisible and like go for backstabs and stuff. And it also changes like your dash to like if you dash at the perfect time, it'll increase like how much break damage the enemy takes.
I see.
Oh, and you also have a gun too. You can just switch to it whenever you want, really. Oh yeah. Oh, and it does have parrying, by the way. Like there is a item in the game that lets you like parry them, which is really good. But so this was is it here? Oh man, so this part was really funny. So I had a little technical snafu here when I was playing, and that's why I had to cut it off at this part, and then start off with the other video that I was showing earlier, the big woman. So yeah, hold on, just see real quick. All right, so big scary boss. All right, the music starts. Really cool music, by the way. I like the music. Big scary enemy. Try and dodge it. Get the crap smacked out of me. Take a swing at him. You know, just typical Souls pattern, right? Just trying to figure it out. And then this happens.
Oh. So what? Did it die or just
no?
Off the map?
It just fell off the map, and it died. But the problem is that it has to trigger a cutscene for you to proceed.
Oh.
So I was just stuck there. Yeah. See, I went to go check the gate. Like, do I get to progress? Was that part of it?
Oh man, how unfortunate! But that's so fucking funny.
Yeah. So I was dying laughing when that happened. So I had to just kill myself and start the fight over. Yeah, when you finish the fight, cutscene plays, and then that's it for the tutorial. Then you get to the open zone section, like we get to like explore around and stuff. But really cool game. I really enjoyed it. All right, so how about we get in some news?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it.
All right. So our first order of business is not that. It's
Oh no, not that.
It's the team behind Luna Abyss over at Quali Labs being laid off in its entirety. All 9 employees are unfortunately being laid off after the game was launched in May 21 to a generally positive reception. And this came from CEO Holly Emery, who announced that as of Monday, June 16th, the entire team was made redundant. And this was due to issues completely out of their control. And so now these 9 employees are looking for employment. And this is what Emery had to say. We're enamored by the love and support it received by our industry and critically by journalists and media. Whilst we faced many challenges along the way, it has been the highlight of our careers, and we are incredibly proud that Luna Abyss has finally seen the light of day. Thank you to everyone who believed in us. And so Luna Abyss was it's a kind of a bullet hell kind of game. I remember playing the demo for this. I think last year I played it, and it was pretty cool. Like I did like what I played. I did know it came out, but I just, at the time, other stuff came out. I think Mina the Hollow was about to come out. I think it came out the 29th. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but my time was kind of occupied with Mina, and like I was just kind of waiting for and playing Overwatch in between. So it's a little sad that this team, has to be laid off after making a pretty cool game with a pretty cool style and vision and play style to it. Like it's kind of like it's bullet hell, but also kind of plays like Metroid Prime, with like the lock-on stuff that you do, and it's just really cool visuals and stuff. So yeah, very sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
And then you also have this actually came yesterday. I added this at the last minute. You have the developers behind Mio Memories in Orbit, a Metroidvania game. The studio behind them, Deuxième Dijami, I guess that's how you say it, closing down their studios, according to French outfit La Figaro. And this comes just 5 months after the game was released back in January and also received positive reviews, but apparently the game had failed to meet expectations. And so, in response to that, they had to close down the studio because the game just didn't make enough money. So this one I am less familiar with. There was a demo, but like I'm really bad at keeping up with demos, so every time I get to it, it's like, oh, it's just gone, right? Which I personally fucking hate that. I hate when they take demos off. Like I find very little reason for there to take a demo off. Like it can't be that different from the base game that like it warrants taking it off. But I digress, right? So yeah, it's sad that this studio is also closing down because this game does look pretty cool and visually it's beautiful. I love the visual style of it. It's very unique. And then the game itself was kind of like Hollow Knight in a way. Like it was like Metroidvania, but like it had like all this mobility and stuff, and this like weird alien like atmosphere, kind of like Hollow Knight did. So yeah, real sad. Yeah, more. It seems like every time like we have a new episode, man, we're always reporting on somebody closing, somebody getting laid off, something like that.
Okay, yeah. It's really sad, especially for like these for these games that are reviewed well critically, but they just don't meet the sales expectations, and it's just kind of like, okay, well then fucking just toss it all away. Damn shame.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna keep seeing it more and more.
Yeah,
just like how we're probably gonna see some layoffs with Bungie again.
Well, we kind of knew that was coming, though.
Yeah, this one, So this one hasn't been confirmed yet. Sony and Bungie have not said anything so far. But according to French journalist Sylvain over on Twitter, no, we will not call it X, they are reporting that apparently about 400 employees are at risk of losing their jobs, representing about 50% of Bungie, and this comes after the underwhelming performance of Marathon and the decision to sunset Destiny 2. And Destiny 2 itself, as you guys know, received its final update, and the update did pretty well, and it did bump up the player count, or the concurrent player count, quite a bit. That was also in tandem with the server slam that the Destiny community kind of banded together to try and pump up the numbers to convince Sony that they are making a mistake, which they are, by the way, because Destiny is, I feel like Destiny is like kind of like their golden goose. Like I'm really not sure why. The game, people like the game. And if it kept growing, I'm sure it could make a lot of money. They kept investing in it. But alas, they are investing in Marathon. And besides that, this same reporter, Sylvain, also claimed that there has been some internal pushback over the decision to discontinue Destiny 2's live service support over on Sony's end. And apparently Sony has been scratching their head over on why Destiny is not going to be continuing to receive any more support. And they also say that there is a feeling of revenge from Sony leadership, but they didn't really elaborate what they meant by that. But according to this source, Bungie is being blamed for problems tied to a number of issues with their gas strategy, games as a service.
Yep.
So Trinell, in full, said, after speaking with my sources, including Sony PlayStation, what stand out is mainly internal resistance / strong pushback. Many people at PlayStation don't understand the decision made at the top to discontinue D2, Destiny 2. Some have told me that there's a kind of desire for revenge as Sony's leadership reportedly blames Bungie for a number of issues with their gas strategy. The exact number of layoffs planned at Bungie is still being determined, but I've been told repeatedly that the target is indeed 50%.
That's insane.
And yeah, dude, this wouldn't be the first time like they've been cut.
Yeah.
Like
no,
like a big cut, because I think like at one point wasn't it like they cut like a third of their staff or something like that?
Yes, dude. They cut like a third, maybe just a smidge more than that, and now then there was like a little bit of layoffs like sprinkled in between, and then now it's gonna be another big cut. Which I mean, it sucks, but we kind of saw it. Saw it coming.
Yeah, it's no surprise because they put their eggs in the Marathon basket,
and now they're going like head first into that sunk cost fallacy, and just like no, just keep investing, and eventually it'll turn a profit. It's like no,
not when you're the kind of game Marathon is.
No,
especially when you cost $40 for the It's one thing for it to be an extraction shooter, right? That already you already cut out like a good chunk of the gamer audience because that appeals to a specific niche audience, which we have talked about over and over again. But yeah, $40 on top of that, and that just makes the barrier that much higher.
Yep, it's not fun, especially when Destiny 2 still has higher concurrent player counts than Marathon as of right now.
Yeah, and it is technically, I mean, I don't like saying that, but other people would say it is a dead game, even though it's not. I wouldn't say it's dead because you can still play it. But at least in terms of updates, yes, like it is dead. Um,
Yeah.
but you can probably have way more fun with Destiny than you could with Marathon. At least, like, if you are a Bungie fan, or a Destiny fan, because, well, you're a PvE player. If you like Destiny, that's what appeals to the Destiny player base in the Bungie fandom is PvE.
Yeah. I
So,
don't get it. I don't understand. Like I'm just like PlayStation. I don't know what it is that Sony's trying to accomplish with this crap.
I mean, the only thing I think of is that like a Destiny 3, it's like, or something like that would be like so astronomically expensive, and they've made so many poor decisions over the years and been bleeding so much money that like they
Yeah.
just can't afford to, you know, to make a Destiny 3 or even continue to update Destiny in a way that they feel is meaningful.
Well, well, they're gonna pay the price for it now. They chose the way of Marathon, and it's not looking so great.
Man,
So,
P Parsons really made out like a bandit there. Like he grabbed that Sony bag, hopped in his vintage car, and just
and
drove off into the sunset laughing, and left Bungie HQ just burning.
Mm.
Him and all the other leadership that was there before they left.
dude, yeah, dude, it's incredible.
And if I was Sony, I'd be fucking pissed.
I think they are. I think they're uber pissed right now.
Like molding, dude. The whole reason why they got Bungie in the first place is because they wanted to get into the games as a service, game. No pun intended. And then here you go. You have your golden star child, the one who's supposedly gonna usher you into this golden age of games as a service, and it is just fucking floundering. And it was floundering even before you stepped in. But because Pete Parsons and all the other, leaders pretty much lied to you and bullshitted you, you overpaid for a freaking dummy, a freaking lemon. A freaking lemon of
You
a company.
Yeah. It's funny to think. Peace, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Pete Parsons is SpongeBob and Patrick trying to sell chocolate.
Yes.
If you rub it on your skin, you'll live forever. It'll make you less ugly, right?
Exactly.
Bullshitted their way through. And they just bought it all up.
They bought it all up, and now they're paying for it. And they're going to continue paying for it until they either, well, I don't know, maybe just sell Bungie to somebody else, or just close the studio, then claim like the biggest tax break that you can. I don't even know what you would do in that situation.
I'd probably see them like just fully assimilating them into Sony. Like just like anybody that like isn't absolutely essential. Yeah, you're done. That's it. And then we're just gonna be assimilated into the Sony machine until we figure something out.
How sad, dude.
Yeah, big F's for our Destiny fans out there, man. You guys have been taking an ass whooping for a long time now.
Yep.
A very long time now. And who knows, man? Who knows how long Marathon's gonna last? That's gonna be an interesting one to see. Like, how much is Sony willing to invest in Marathon?
As much as they can. Sunk cost fallacy, dude. They're gonna invest a lot of money.
Yeah, until the camel's back breaks.
Yep. Well, I mean, they're cutting costs.
And I think and that camel's legs is looking pretty shaky right now.
No, dude, they're gonna cut costs where they can, but eventually, Marathon's gonna shut down. I just don't know how long it's gonna last, because they're already gonna reportedly cut 50% of the workforce, which is a lot of it already short. Excuse me, which is a lot of their already short staff. and they're ending updates for Destiny 2 to focus on Marathon. I guess the next step would just be to shut Destiny 2 servers down just to scrap that last bit of cash. And then there'll be nothing left except for Marathon.
Well, I think, you know what's funny? I think Destiny 2 servers will last longer than Marathon servers.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
I think like I'm gonna give it like a year. I'm gonna give it a year before Marathon closes down fully. Like it's just like, okay, we're not updating anymore. We're just gonna shut it off.
Yeah, this did not work.
But Destiny 2 will still be up.
Yeah.
Somehow. It'll still be up. But the point is it will outlast Marathon. Which is ironic because it's called Marathon and it lost the Marathon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, man. So how about we hop from the Sony train onto the Xbox train? What's going on over there? That's another wreck waiting to happen.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's a slow moving car crash. Literally, it's a car crash that is being foretold to us. So, according to a report from IGN, things are very down bad at Xbox. So bad that there's a couple studios that are, well, ripe for closure. Namely being Ninja Theory and Double Fine. An article reported by Bloomberg, it was reported that the studio's Compulsion, Ninja Theory, and Double Fine are all negotiating with Microsoft to potentially go independent, although they would still likely result in significant layoffs. If they can't reach a deal, then I guess they'll just get shut down. Xbox Game Studios boss Craig Duncan actually was reported to have stepped down earlier in that day, and I think the article was from June 16th. And now, then Kotaku reported that South of Midnight developer Compulsion was also under threat of closure. Damn, bro, 3 studios?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. And this is kind of surprising because last week during the Xbox showcase, there was a lot of like hype generated around all these different games. And then literally right afterwards, the new boss, Asha Shawarma.
Shawarma. That's Shawarma. She's not a...
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Asha Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Stop. I'm so sorry.
Can I get to the side of hummus?
I would love hummus. So Asha Sharma warned that the company was going to go through a bit of a quote unquote reset that kind of sounds like there was going to be big layoffs and studio closures. One analyst told IGN that the studios most exposed are quote brilliant for prestige and rotten for the spreadsheet, while Microsoft focuses on development mostly on the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Halo games, and it's even considered restructuring and even spinning off its gaming branch, which is weird because didn't they already try that with Microsoft Gaming? Or
it was a very confusing time, dude. The past like 5 years of Xbox has been very confusing.
Yeah. I was really confused because I thought they already tried that, but I guess they're gonna try it again. Well, the first studio, Ninja Theory, which everyone knows is the makers of Senua, announced their sequel, at the showcase, and now they don't even know what's going to happen to the game now. And then with in regards to Double Fine, who are the developers behind the Psychonauts franchise, they're also they failed to make an impression with their party brawler Kiln, which I've never heard of this game. Now, the memo that was released last week revealed that Microsoft unfortunately has a 3% accountability margin, which is down year on year. Excluding Activision Blizzard King, which a separate report did say is the only profitable part of the entire Microsoft umbrella. They have spent over $20 billion on ongoing investments in content, platform, and hardware subsidy. But the annual revenue itself has actually declined nearly $500 million during that time. Going forward, this cannot continue. Holy crap. I didn't know they were $500 million down like that. That's insane work. And Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says there's more monetization of Xbox games happening on YouTube, saying that Xbox needs to figure out a way to innovate in hardware as well as the games going forward to make sure that it's done in an economically viable way. Adding that Microsoft has invested money into Xbox for the last 25 years. Now is the time to turn this into a sustainable business that delivers what is fundamentally one of the best sources of entertainment. So this is kind of weird because they, like I said, they unveiled all of this stuff at the Xbox showcase, especially, Gears of War's E-Day and Senua. And now people are kind of scared for it. Like, okay, so you unveil all of this cool stuff, looking forward to the future, but you're also going to be cutting jobs, laying off, and closing studios. So I don't know. It's a weird time. It's kind of like a back and forth going on between what they want to achieve versus the reality. It kind of makes people not excited for the games coming out, honestly.
Well, I mean, I couldn't find it here, but at least in Senua's case, apparently, supposedly, they decided to go through with it on the showcase. Even though the decision to possibly close down Ninja Theory was made a long time ago, but they put it out in the hopes that possibly an investor or buyer would be interested in buying up Ninja Theory, and that was pretty much like their pitch for it.
I see.
So yeah, it's kind of like their gamble there. Now with Compulsion and Double Fine, Compulsion, yeah, they did South of Midnight, and then they also did before that, We Happy Few, and then Double Fine, has worked on they worked on Psychonauts 2, they worked on Kiln, they worked on Keeper, which is like a weird little adventure game where you play as like a sentient lighthouse with like a bird pet that you have.
Sentient lighthouse?
Yeah, it's like a lighthouse, like spider legs. It grows out spider legs and it starts like going around and stuff. They always do that. They always have like they always do something weird with their games. Like they always have some kind of weird premise or some weird, unique like visual style or some combination of that. I mean, they've been doing that for a long time. I mean, Tim Schafer did Grim Fandango, which was all about. It was pretty much a point and click adventure game about the Grim Reaper working in an insurance company.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so they always do weird things like that. That was when he was working for LucasArts, I think, LucasArts Gaming, and then eventually he founded Double Fine. But yeah, the DNA is still there. So what's really messed up about this is also that, I mean, I watched a Jason Schreier video on this because he now does YouTube videos, and one of the videos he talks about why Xbox has gotten like so awful lately, and a lot of it is because of the fuck up with the Xbox One. Like you can't that was like their 9/11. Like that was just the entire Xbox brand was forever damaged and changed.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was the whole TV, right? They had like no games at all, and then Don Matrick was like, "Oh, well, if you don't like the Xbox One being always online, you can always get an Xbox 360, like, stuff like that."
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone went over to the PS4, and then everyone built their digital libraries in the PS4, and so when Phil Spencer took over, he was all like, "Well, we're kind of fucked because we messed up the most important generation with the PS4 because that was when." Everyone was transitioning into digital gaming, and you have all these people on PlayStation building up their digital libraries that they can carry with them going forward into future consoles, which is going to make it much harder to convince them to buy our console because then they won't have access to their digital library. They'll have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And so that was when he went into the big gamble of Game Pass, right? That was his whole thing. Like, okay, well, we can't beat them in the hardware game, or we can't, beat them in the old school way of doing sales for consoles, which was, you release a console for a loss, and then you put games on it that are like really good and that you can only play it on there. They frankly didn't even fucking try, as far as I'm concerned. And that was because like they just had their plates too full with everything, and whatever their pipeline or structure is, it just prevents them from finding the right talent, and making sure that they release games in a reasonable fashion. Sorry, hold on.
Good.
My fucking jacket is there. Yeah, so like Game Pass is like doing really, really well, and then all of a sudden it's not doing well. Then of course you have the COVID bubble that is popping right now, which is part of the reason why we are going through all this bullshit right now of all these layoffs and stuff, because everyone overhired, everyone overspent on all these studios and stuff, and now we have the whiplash, and we gotta line must go up, so you have to cut, right? People aren't spending as much on video games because they're not spending all day indoors now, and also everything is fucking expensive.
Yes.
Everyone's going to pick gas and groceries over games any day. So then, Game Pass doesn't really do very well, and this is the time like when they acquire like all those studios that we're talking about right now, like your Ninja Theory, Double Fine, Compulsion, and their whole thing, their whole initiative that Phil wanted to do was like, hey, just make the games you want to make. It's okay. Take your time with it, because the point is we just want you to make stuff that we can put on Game Pass, because that was the gamble. Like, we need to make Game Pass as good as possible. Yeah. And then, the price hikes happen. They lose a shitload of subscribers. Like I said, console hardware sales are just going nowhere. Game sales are going down because people aren't, spending as much on video games anymore. And that's kind of like where we are right now. So it really feels like these studios are being punished for following orders from previous management.
Yes.
And that must really, really fucking suck. You guys gotta be such a shit feeling to be like, I was just following orders, dude. Like, I literally did what you told me to do, and now all of a sudden you're telling me the thing I was doing before is now
was wrong.
It's wrong.
No, wrong, and now it's costing me my job.
Any thoughts?
No, I mean, you said it. It blows. To have I mean, we honestly, it's really sad, because I think this is just a part of the crash that's happening. Everything is getting expensive, and now they're trying to aggressively course correct to the point where it's costing people their work. And the worst part is they can course correct all they want, but I don't think it'll actually fix anything until a whole bunch of shit closes down. It's actually nice though that the studios are trying to like negotiate to like get out so that they can still stay open. But I think some studios are not going to be so lucky. They're just going to get shut down.
Yeah, not everyone can be like Toys for Bob, who was able to negotiate their independence.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who worked on Crash 4, and they also worked on the Spyro Reignited trilogy, the remake of the Spyro games, and they are working on the new Spyro game as well, which was announced in the Xbox Showcase. I forgot to mention that. That was a big surprise, also. With Tom Kenny coming back. Tom Kenny's going to be voicing Spyro again, which is cool.
I love Tom Kenny. I'm so glad he's still working.
But that everyone could be Toys for Bob. So we'll have to see. I don't know if Compulsion. I can't imagine Compulsion making it out of this. Maybe Ninja Theory, because their games are like, I mean, they're really slow paced. They've only made like 2 or 3 games in the past like 10 years. Or like 2 games in the past 10 years. Yeah, because like
they've all been Senua, right?
The gap between like Senua 1 and Senua 2 was like 9 years.
Yeah,
it was massive.
Well, the thing is, like the Senua series, I always thought they were just showcases for like the game engine, and that was it. Because I don't think there was any, like, I've seen gameplay of it, and it's not it's like a movie game. Like it's mostly just about like the cutscenes and like the audio as well as so.
It's a very narrative led game. It has like some like interactive gameplay sequences. Yeah, but a lot of time it's like you walking and like watching cutscenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But apparently, like this one, I think is supposed to be like a more traditional game. Like this one that's supposed to come out called it's just Senua now, not even the Hellblade. Like it's supposed to be like a bit more of a play more like a traditional game. But also like those games were budget titles supposedly. The first one at least was like $40. I don't remember how much the second one cost. I think it was like 50. But they still spent a long time making it, so like who knows how much they spent having to make it. I mean, I guess not that much if they feel confident enough to sell it at 50.
Yeah. It's
and then Double Fine, who knows? I don't know, dude. Because like the thing is, like their games are like really weird, and I don't know if like any company this day and age, being so risk averse, is gonna want to like invest in that because everyone's gonna be all like, oh no, we don't do remakes, remasters, and sequels of things that are already established and have like established fan bases and stuff, and that's not really Double Fine's thing. Double Fine's thing is okay, we're gonna make a new thing and a new thing and a new thing and a new thing and a new thing. The only sequel they've ever done, I think, is Psychonauts 2. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been like, oh, we're just gonna do weird new shit.
I mean, it sounds like a really good like indie developer like MO.
So we'll have to see. Apparently, we'll know about it in July or like so. Pretty much like by next week, we'll know the fate of these studios. So
yeah,
fingers crossed. It's not too bad, but from what I've been hearing and what I've been reading, yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very bad. Not fun. Not a fun time right now.
You know what else is bad? The sad passing of Bobby Prince, the legendary Doom and Duke Nukem 3D composer, who has died at the age of 81. He was known for working on Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, Rise of the Triad, and numerous other classic early 90s PC games. So like I said, if you played something in the early 90s on PC, he probably did music for it. So actually one of those is actually the famous At Doom's Gates, which if you've played Doom. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is where he composed. I don't really know much of the Duke Nukem 3D OST. I played Duke Nukem 3D like a while ago, but I don't remember. Yeah, so he worked on that. I didn't really pull up any of the other tracks because like that's the big one, right?
That's the main one. Everyone knows, yeah.
Yeah, but just last month, the Library of Congress actually inducted the Doom soundtrack into its National Recording Registry for preservation. So, and in this article by, was it Nintendo Wire? Apparently, like, they explain like how Bobby became fascinated by MIDI technology in the 80s, and he took inspiration from CDs loaned to him by Doom co-creator John Romero, which helped him inspired to make the music. The Library of Congress also writes that the Doom soundtrack would go on to inspire countless remixes and lay the foundation for future generations of game composers. And we also have a small tribute from George Broussard, who was a friend of Bobby Prince. He says that, rest in peace, Bobby Prince. He was 81 years old and passed on Tuesday. I received a DM from Joe Siegler last night with a link to Bobby's obituary. It is linked here. Bobby was the epitome of a Southern gentleman residing in Tennessee. He had a smooth Southern... always had a Southern drawl and a warm, friendly smile, and always friendly and eager to help. He was a joy to collaborate with. We collaborated with Bobby on something like 17 projects, Apogee and 3D Realms from 1991 to 1996 or so. Bobby often fly down for a week at a time on large projects like Duke Nukem 3D because he thought it was important to be in the office and mingle with the team and talk to people and dial in what sort of music was appropriate. Bobby could often be found with a recorder going around the office recording sounds for a game. It was a joy to have him in the office, and he felt like every other member of the team. One of Bobby's defining traits was his ear for melody. He created tune after tune that you could hum in your head. His music was sticky. He could effortlessly transition from happy, cheerful music in Cosmos' cosmic adventure of Commander Keen to dark and moody music for Doom, Rise of the Triad, or Duked Up 3D, or period-style World War II movie-influenced style of music in Wolfenstein 3D. Oh, I didn't know he worked on that too. Okay. What that man did on an ad-lib card of limited instruments was staggering. Bobby was a prolific creator. Looking back and considering his body of work, he was essentially the Hans Zimmer of early shareware games, and all of that came from him being so passionate about music and video games, which were just emerging. That it started as a hobby and was the polar opposite of being a lawyer. Bobby was blessed with a creative gene, and a generation of early gamers were blessed with his music. Bobby defined a generation of music for early shareware games, and he was recognized for his work. His impact is eternal, and he's been a legend for 3 decades. His work lives on, and he will be greatly missed.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, like, I do remember hearing about. Yeah, he was a lawyer, and he actually took samples from like Metallica, but he's a copyright lawyer. I think he was, so he knew how to manipulate the music just enough so that they can avoid being sued by Metallica. But a lot of the music in Doom is just ripped samples from Metallica.
Dude, that's pretty metal.
And you know, Metallica is notoriously litigious, so he's like, okay, let me just fix this around for a bit.
I gotta be on my game.
So yeah, rest in peace, Bobby. Rest in peace, Bobby Prince.
Yeah, dude, you'll be missed.
Yeah,
the Doom soundtrack is eternal.
Oh, Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal. Ooh, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So, what about we lost someone else too?
Yeah, we did. This one was a huge shock, actually. Like,
no, not you. Wait, you didn't die. Hold on, wait. Go.
No, me.
I had it on you. Like, oh. This just in, James died. He's so dedicated. He's recording from heaven.
Well, goddamn, I hope not. But in all seriousness, though, Claude Guillemot, one of the co-founders of Ubisoft, has died in a plane crash. So French media has reported that he died on Friday evening when the Cessna 421 twin engine that he was piloting, because he was a pilot, crashed close to the aerodrome on the beach resort in La Belle in western France, where he had his vacation home. The instructor that was with him on the flight is reported to also have passed as well. Ubisoft put out a statement, claiming that, Ubisoft learned with deep sadness of the death of Claude Guillemot, co-founder of the group and president of Guillemot Corporation. Our thoughts are with his families and his loved ones during this ordeal. Now, I guess he was flying his plane with his instructor. He took off from the city of Rennes to La Belle, I guess, because he was going into his vacation home. Oh, sorry, excuse me. He was meeting at a gathering for light plane enthusiasts. Man, that sucks. He was actually doing his hobby and he just passed. Claude Guillemot, who was 69. Nah, I won't do it. He co-created, out of respect for him. No, seriously, I'm out of respect. I'm being serious. Yeah. So Claude Guillemot, of the Guillemot family fame, founded Ubisoft with his 4 brothers. Jeez, well, yeah, 5 brothers in total. Because Michel,
Yves, Gerard, and Christian.
Yeah, Yves,
4, right? And then him is 5.
No, I was reading if Michel was a boy's name or a girl's name, but it's all boys. Yeah, anyway, so they started with early games like Zombie and Iron Lord, and steadily grew into become one of the most influential game makers in the world, with titles such as Assassin's Creed, Rayman, Driver, Rabbids, the Tom Clancy series, and of course Watch Dogs. He also led the development of the Guillemot Corporation, which specialized in gaming accessories and digital audio technology, and it was actually created prior to Ubisoft in 1984, because I believe Ubisoft was founded in 1986. In 2000, they also formed Gameloft that would go on to become a major player in downloadable video games for smartphones. Claude Guillemot handed the day-to-day running operation to his son in 2025, naming him CEO, but he still remained attached to the company as a chairman of the board of director, and continued to guide his overall direction. The rest of the Guillemot brothers are over at Ubisoft heading them. Um, but he was not a part of the day-to-day leadership team there. And it's kind of sad. Chloe Guillemont's death comes as Ubisoft gears up for the release of Black Flag Resynced on July 9th. And it's really sad. Can you imagine, like, just, flying your plane with your instructor? I wonder what happened.
Yeah, who knows? We'll have to wait for the investigation on that, like engine failure.
Yeah, engine failure or something some kind of failure, landing gear failure. Because dude, they do a lot of checks on those planes. So,
yeah. Well, it was. I imagine it was like a private plane, so like they're not as stringent with checks.
Well, I mean, I think they are stringent if you're like a pilot that's in training, like you currently have an instructor and you're in the process of trying to get your pilot's license. So they put the screws to you just to make sure that you know what you're doing, because flying a plane is dangerous. So I imagine they would have wanted to get the checks done on them for that. So, but it is sad. We talk a lot of shit about Ubisoft and being friends of the podcast and the way that the Guillemots have handled a lot of the business decisions, but I hope his family can find peace after this tragic loss.
Yeah, I mean, because look, I don't like Ubisoft, modern Ubisoft, and I don't like the Guillemot family, but I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. So it is sad. It's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? A plane crash. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like,
damn.
Yeah, like who dies? Like who does that anymore? No one dies in plane crashes anymore. But barely anymore.
I mean, Kobe died in a helicopter accident, and
again, he was piloting.
And was it Oliver Tree? I think his name was also.
Oh yeah, recently this year. Oh wait, that's
a few weeks ago. It was like a week ago. He died in a helicopter.
Yeah,
helicopter crash. It was last week, I think.
Crashed. Was he flying it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, if you saw the accident afterwards, it landed like on a parking lot or something. It was just a crater. Everything was just on fire. Giant fireball.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty insane.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, pretty insane. So rest in peace.
All right. So let's move on to our next story here. And this one is seemingly sad, but don't worry, guys. We'll get through this. So the EU Commission has ruled that after 2 years of campaigning, that it will not be enacting any legislation for Stop Killing Games initiative. So for those of you who don't know, Stop Killing Games is an organization that is trying to enact or trying to lobby for legislation against the practice of killing your games, essentially selling you a game and then taking it away from you, taking away your access from it once the servers go down. Yes. And this is a very common practice in the games as a service space. So your Destinies, your Marathons, your Concords, stuff like that. The Crew, which is pretty much is probably like the thing that started all.
Yes.
Funny enough, given that we just finished talking about Ubisoft. But yeah, so the EU Commission. Oh, also there was the whole thing with Stop Killing Games needing 1 million signatures in the EU for it in order to have the committee look at it, because that's like the rule. Like you can have a petition, and if it reaches 1 million signatures, 1 million verified signatures, then the commission is forced to have a discussion about it. And this is the fruits of that discussion, which is pretty much Jack Squat. So the commission themselves says that the commission considers that at this stage it cannot propose a legal obligation to keep video games playable after they stop being provided commercially. This is due also to existing intellectual property rights. Under EU copyright laws, rights holders enjoy exclusive rights over their creations. In addition to the copyright, other intellectual property rights may also be relevant as they may protect different visual and technological aspects of a video game. So instead of all this, the commission will meet with industry and consumer representatives, and with what they say is a aim to draw up industry code of conduct on managing video games end of life, and to promote awareness for campaign on consumer rights. Which is pretty much a whole lot of nothing, because if it's unenforceable, there is no incentive for the companies to do anything with it.
Yes.
But it's not all doom and gloom, okay, guys? Because Ross Scott, the founder of Stop Killing Games, said that this was kind of an expected outcome, but it's also kind of an irrelevant outcome, as he says. He said that in full in a video released recently. We have made serious inroads in Parliament. We've even had an inquiry call on legislative action to the Commission signed by 45 members of European Parliament, and collectively we have majority support on this issue. This means that we're in a position to pass legislation on this even without the Commission's blessing. He's talking about amending. So like the way EU Parliament works is the Parliament itself cannot enact legislation, but they can amend legislation. And there is something called the Digital Fairness Act, which they are trying to get amended to include all the things that Stop Killing Games wants. So to continue, so the message from all this is don't be discouraged by what the Commission decides on the 16th, right? Because he released his video before the 16th. It is no longer the deciding factor in this. The EU legislation should be going through either way. Really, for the trajectory we're on, everything seems to be on course to go through in the EU and in California, because there's also the Save Our Games Act going over in California. I'm almost waiting for the other shoe to drop, because right now our position seems too good to be true.
Poor Ross Scott, dude. He's like, things are going like really well right now. Like, I'm terrified.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah.
Nah, I really wouldn't blame him. I mean, it's good that we are in a good spot still, seemingly. Like, I'm glad that the commission's decision doesn't really mean anything, although it would have been nice if there was some solidarity there. But there was also in that video, so like, I did watch Ross Scott's video on it, and he did talk about how like the commission was meeting with Ubisoft and the ESA European equivalent of the ESA behind like closed doors, and he suspects that there's been like hundreds of likely meetings, because every single time they went, every time Stop Killing Games went to the commission, they kept answering the same questions over and over and over again, and because the commission kept bringing up these talk points that this that the studios were bringing up, like, oh, like, do you want us like, the studios to like support the games forever? It's like, no, we don't want support forever. We just want a playable state when it's done, like when it's not being sold anymore, stuff like that. And we've gone over and over and over again about, all the talking points for it. There's even an episode where Stop Killing Games provided a whole breakdown of why it was bullshit. Yep.
Annotated.
Yep, annotated and everything. But, still looking good.
No, it's still looking great, which I'm very happy about. And I'm really excited to see how it goes through in California, because that'll be the first, statewide, like stateswide legislation.
Yes, actually, there was an update, I think, on it today. I think it went through... Oh, damn.
The Senate?
No, something before the Senate. So, it goes to the committee. I think the committee is the one. The committee is the one who passed it. Yeah, because it was not a big. It wasn't a big vote for it. Yeah. So, AB 1921 is being discussed in committee right now. That was yesterday. And a few minutes later, it was passed 6-2 with the 2 committee Republicans voting no. Predictable. 6 Dems voting yes, 1 Dem abstaining. Business committee is next. The second of 3 committees before 4. Yeah, so it has to go through all these different committees. But at least the first committee, it passed okay, which is great.
Cool. That's fantastic.
So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Gotta keep our fingers crossed. Gotta keep the hope alive.
Keep the hope. Don't let the flame die out.
Don't let the flame die out. Yeah, and then he also Ross also talked about like how there's like another French agency that like they've been talking to and stuff, and like there's also these multiple lawsuits, mostly against Ubisoft, funny enough, going on. And he thinks that like that can, if it goes the right way, it could set some positive precedent. All right.
Good.
So any other thoughts before we move on?
No, man. Keep going, Ross Scott. You're doing fantastic work.
All right. So how about our last order of business here?
Indeed, the last order of business, which honestly, good or bad news, we'll let you decide. But the Steam Machine, this actually came to us yesterday. While you were watching me play Overwatch, I got the email
Being tortured.
saying like, "Hey, bro, it was so ass. I was on a 6-game losing streak. It was ass." But anyway, I got the message on my phone saying, "Hey, reserve your Steam Machine for this price." I'm like, oh my god, and I checked it, and yeah, it's finally here. The standard Steam Machine, which is coming in at 512 gigabytes, is $1,049. Honestly, not bad.
Considering what we thought it was going to be, I thought that would be the starting price. I thought that was like what, because like the way they talked about it is like, oh, it's going to be like your own personal PC. It's pretty much like a starter gaming PC. And I thought like, oh my god, bro, like this thing's going to be probably kind of expensive just to start with. So like, considering that it's like it's pretty much at the price I thought it was going to be to begin with, because I thought things was going to be bumped up to like $1,300. I thought it was going to be like $1,200, $1,300, something like that.
Yeah,
because they always said they weren't going to sell it for a loss. They're like, no, we want to make a profit on it.
Yeah,
on per unit. So I thought it was going to be at least 1,000 starting.
Indeed, and well, you were kind of right on the money on that, because it was $1,000.
Yeah,
well, $1,049, and and actually, if you get the bundle with the Steam controller, it comes out to $1,128. Which is kind of cool because you're actually getting the Valve Steam controller for $20 off if you bundle it with the Steam Machine, which is pretty nice. They're also selling a 2 terabyte model, which that one is closer to the high price point of $1349 and $1428 when you bundle it with the Steam controller. Which honestly was kind of weird. It's kind of strange to me because with especially with the Steam Deck, Valve gives you like the option for an SD slot, so you can actually load up the Steam Deck with more memory, and the same is true with the Steam Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you don't have to get the 2 terabyte one, but I guess some people just like to have like big storage right from the get go. So,
well, I mean, 512 gigabytes isn't really that much in this day and age.
No, it's not a lot at all. But that's why you get the SD card, and you just like slot it in, and and I think they sell like SD cards that have a lot of memory space on it. And actually, Valve even said that you can interchange the SD card from your Steam Machine to your Steam Deck if you happen to have both consoles. But yeah, so pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh, did you read the second article?
No, I was just about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Steam Machine priced now. However, in a separate article from IGN, they actually had an interview with a Valve engineer. Valve engineers Pierre-Loup Grivas, more French names, and Hassan Al-Dahayat. And well, we're pissed.
Because like even though it doesn't seem that bad now, at least compared to like what we thought it was, it could have been much better.
It would have been much cheaper. Because just like the Steam Deck, Valve wanted to make sure that it was priced, well, the original price. They wanted to make sure it was priced correctly, even if it hurt, because they wanted to get people into the Steam ecosystem at a reasonable price. The same was true with the Steam Deck, because if you would have asked them way before any of this shit happened, they were actually gonna priced the Steam machine around $750, which is an incredible bargain, considering the price of, the PlayStation and of course the Xbox. But you know what? Like, get an Xbox. But holy crap, that's incredible. Like they did the math, and it was supposed to be there was like a 35 to 36% increase in price.
That's for the Steam Deck. That's for the Steam Deck there.
No, for the Steam Deck. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Apologies.
If you say math for a hypothetical 749 pre-unification Steam machine, that would make it 1049. So about the same percentage. Yeah, 33%.
Yeah.
Still though, that is a pretty big jump.
That is a substantial discount. Like, holy crap! Like it's
a bump up. Yeah.
We could have gotten a reasonably priced machine.
Thanks, AI.
that machine at $750, that would have been like the game changer that people were waiting for. But no. You know what? I think they did this on purpose. They didn't want Valve to succeed.
Yep.
So they fueled the AI crisis just to deny the GateKeep.
This is all Sam Altman's fault.
It is Sam Altman's fault. Screw that guy.
Fuck Sam Altman.
Yeah, bro. Well, at least now I think they stopped building, or at least the data center like construction is ground to a halt.
Yeah, there's a lot of cities that are like, we don't want this here at all. Like, get this the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. We don't want any of this crap.
I saw one video on Twitter about how people were like putting their mattresses. They were getting mattresses and like putting them up against the windows because the factories were so fucking loud that they had to put like mattresses and stuff on their windows so they could muffle the sounds it was making.
Yeah, dude. There was even a quote by Jeff Bezos saying that human water consumption is getting in the way of AI data centers. And it's like, what?
Absolute insanity.
It is insanity, dude.
Yeah.
So we bring the article up because, like, this is crap. Our hobby can be reasonably priced, but outside factors that are done on purpose. By the way, this isn't even just idiots making idiotic decisions. These are, I'm just gonna say it. These are very, very greedy people that are making greedy decisions, and we end up paying the price for it, and it blows. It absolutely blows.
Yeah, trying to sell us something that we don't even know what it's good for.
No.
This is, again, SpongeBob and Patrick trying to sell us some chocolate. And
also, something that fails 90% of the jobs that it attempts.
Yeah, because now I've seen like all these articles about like how Microsoft and these companies are like, yeah, it's kind of expensive. Hey guys, tone down the usage of AI. In your stuff.
Now you want us to tone down the usage of AI. Oh, but you're still offloading the bill. Oh, it's expensive. We're still the ones paying for it. With our water, our electricity, and now with our expendable income, because we're being priced out of our hobby. No.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But you know what? It's Lord Gabbin. I reserved my bundle.
Yeah. I mean, you're also getting it for someone, so like.
Yeah. It's different. I'm getting it for somebody, and like I said, this is literally perfect.
It's perfect for them. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Literally perfect for them.
Yeah. Let me get set up, and I'm excited because we'll actually get to play some Left 4 Dead. I got it. I think he got it like when it was on sale for like $3.
It's always on sale.
It's always on sale for cheap.
And it's on sale for like 90% off every time.
Dude, every single time, dude. God. I love you, Valve. Oh yeah. So hey, the Steam machine is here. It's about to be here. However, I'm really excited though for the Steam frame. But I'm very terrified.
When is that supposed to come?
Well, I mean, I think everything is supposed to release this year. Actually, let me see.
Oh, they're both releasing in tandem?
Not in tandem, but like in the same year. Hang on, Steam
Same year. Okay.
frame release
Yeah, 'cause I haven't heard anything about the Steam frame yet.
Yeah, so it's confirmed also for summer 2026. So
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, so that we're expected. Yeah, the Steam frame and the Steam machine were both expected in summer. So we'll see. I guess they're testing the waters with the Steam machine, and then they're going to see how the Steam frame goes. Because actually, how much is the Oculus? Oculus. I mean, let's just do the most expensive one, Oculus Quest 3. $600 for the 512 gigabyte model. Okay, and this is after the price increase due to the memory chip shortage. Which ironically enough, I'm using Google Gemini. Fuck. Fuck. This sucks. This blows.
All right, man. How about we sign off here?
Yeah.
It's getting kind of late.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry about that. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode of the Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys giving us a watch. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like down below and leave a comment if there's any news stories you want us to cover or any games you want us to play. You can watch us here on YouTube, which is the best way to watch us, but we do have audio-only versions of the podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. We also are on Twitter. No, we will not call it X. And you can find us at our Twitter handle at 2Bar Podcasts. So, you can tag us in some memes or, send us some links to some cool stories.
All right. Yeah, so thanks again, guys, for watching. Thank you again for listening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.